Hi everyone, and thanks for being with us. This is the Child Protection Party. This is the party that's here to protect and look after the well-being of children. My name is Tony Tonkin. I've been a part, well, I was the founder of the Child Protection Party back in 2015. I've since left the party and have now decided, though, come back to start to put out some videos for you that talk about what child protection actually means. That this is about ensuring that the safety of our children is always forefront. That it's the issues that primarily drives all of us to do whatever it is that we need to do to make sure that children are safe. Child Protection Party is designed to help families manage and deal with the issues surrounding them when it comes to having their children taken away. The Child Protection Party is also interested, obviously, in policies, procedures, legislation that helps to further enhance the well-being of children. That is the reason why the Child Protection Party exists. And we're asking today for you to subscribe to our channel, to ring the bell for further notifications. Let people know that the Child Protection Party exists and that we're here for you to fighting for your children and fighting for the rights of all children. Because children need to have a voice. Child Protection Party is here to offer that voice to you. We ask you to support us as best as you can, to encourage others to also subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can get our goals set for about 1,000 to 1,500 subscribers by the end of this year. Your support will help us greatly and will certainly help the party to make some sort of financial step forward so that it can become sustainable into the future. Now, I've got a particular post that I want to talk about today, which came out on the ABC news site, which is a little disturbing. Now, we must remember that I've been involved in the child protection space for nearly 20 years now, and that there are certain aspects of child protection which keep rearing their ugly head to us all. And we need to note what they are when they happen. And I'm hoping to be able to make more videos like this to inform you as to where child protection issues sit in this country and around the world. The particular issue that I'm going to talk to you today is this one. Now, this came out in the ABC. So the new child protection law was passed South Australian Parliament. I'm going to go through this with you to help you to understand where the child protection issues actually are, and that this particular bit of legislation and the commentary around it, I could only highlight as BS, because there's nothing specific about this which I see as being new. Now, I haven't read the legislation, admittedly. I'm only going on this one report at this moment because it came out today. I haven't had a chance to glance at the legislation at all. So the South Australian government has passed new law, protecting laws, new child protection laws, but advocates say the reforms do not go far enough. Now, the reforms, in my view, have never, ever gone far enough. The Children and Young Persons Safety and Support Bill passed with amendments in the upper house during a late night sitting on Tuesday, being deal. Child Protection Minister Catherine Hilliard said the legislation, which passed the Lower House in November, elevates the voice of children in decisions about their lives. And on this particular issue, I need to state that children have always, and it has always been a fundamental aspect of child protection, is that they are the voices that need to be listened to. Now, I've been advocating for this. The Child Protection Party have been advocating for this for years. But we know that social workers, one of my colleagues, in fact, do not listen to the children. In my experience, working with many, many other social workers, they ignore the voice of children. And I cannot see how this legislation will actually work, because there's a massive disconnect between children and what they're saying, and social workers actually listening to what they say. Most of the time, social workers discount the voices of children, and there have been many instances where children have talked about them being harmed while in care, and they have not received the attention that they deserve. It happens over and over again. And the voices of parents also are very rarely heard when it comes to the looking after children or having their children taken away and what that means to them. So it goes on to say it enshrines the safety principle which ensures the safety of the children must always be the priority. They always have been and always should have been. So why they're now stating this obvious fact is beyond me. The priority in determining whether or not to remove a child or a young person from their family, child the advocacy. The safety first approach. There always should have been a safety first approach. And part of that safety first approach is not always about removing the child, I can assure you. The first safety first approach provides other clarity to social workers trusted to make really difficult and heartbreaking decisions. Now, in the context of social work practice, what that should mean is that there is often a disconnect between a parent who's got issues and needs to have those issues rectified in some form or another, and actually then removing the child. Because often, my experience is that the parents aren't prepared to make the adjustments which they might need, which could be about being separated from an abusive partner, for example, or dealing with drug issues in their lives, or being able to handle and manage their finances. Whatever the issue is, often parents, when confronted by the department, will find a way into it in order to address those issues. Often, though, the department does not give them the time and the space to be able to do that. It goes on to say, according to the government, the Nearly Law has empowered Aboriginal families to their decision making about it. Always should have been the case with Indigenous people, but never has been. It expands the Family Grid Constitution Program. The Family Grid Constitution Program, I'm telling you, has been around for years, but it's been ineffectual because it is a program whereby the families are not listened, they're not heard. It is always about the professionals in the room who dictate to the family what it is that they should be doing. This is why it's always written and will continue to be. Just put a legislation for it is not going to change any of that. The speech to a need to delegate authority to Aboriginal families, to Aboriginal religious controlled organisations. That's always been the case. It should have always been the case, but it hasn't. The former Commissioner of Aboriginal Children and Young People, Adriel Laurie, said the legislation did not go far enough. What we see is an administrative arrangement for contracts dressed up and glossed up as being culturally appropriate and supporting self-determination. Well, we're going to have a majority Aboriginal panel that will do the contact arrangement review, but the decision-making and power remains with the state, and this is the whole issue. To me, that's not good enough because the state still holds the power. That is not how to actually support self-determination for Aboriginal people. Either is it the way that you support self-determination for any group, for that matter. So parents, if it was possible for parents to have the say in what happens in relation to their children, the Child Protection Party would be tremendously supportive of that. But the reality is that is not what happens. It just does not happen, never has happened. And I fail to see how the legislation will actually change any of that. Now, it is important, but I need to note that you need to subscribe to this channel, to ring the bell for further notifications, because there'll be other posts similar to this. There are some 700,000 people in Australia who have suffered at the hands of child protection departments. And this channel and the Child Protection Party is an opportunity to voice your dissent, if you like, around what happens to you. Child Protection Party is your voice to say what you need to say about how this system has affected you. So we encourage you to subscribe to the channel, to share these videos to as many people as you can, to ring the bell for further notifications, to make comments in this section about what this means to you. And stay tuned to some of our live feeds now, which will be presenting an opportunity for you to have a discussion with us about what's happening to you, not necessarily with me, with other members of the Child Protection Party. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments section below. Please remember to subscribe, ring the bell for further notifications. In the meantime, we hope that you simply take care of yourself, look after yourself, and more importantly, be safe.